Hello, and welcome to a brand new series on the channel with me, Mr. Grand2, and we're playing a different game from Football Manager. As you can see, we are playing some City Skylines, and this is City Skylines, a fine city. And, well, what are we going to be doing in this series? We're going to be playing some City Skylines, but not in the traditional sense. We're not going to be building any city. We are going to be trying to recreate as accurately as possible that fine English city of Norwich, my hometown. And, well, it's going to be quite difficult. It's going to be quite interesting to see how accurately we can do it and how well the game recreates an actual real city. And, well, this is what we're going to be doing. So, put the menu back on. We are playing on the PS4 version of the game, and we are playing on the PS4 version with the Green Cities Park Life DLCs added on, as well as Match Day and After Dark, forgot what it was called, which are already part of the game when you buy it. I'm also playing on the Infinite Money and All Unlocks mode. I've also got Infinite Soil as well because I can't really be bothered to play the game properly. We're not trying to properly play a city. We're just trying to recreate a real life city as accurately as we can. Now, as we are only playing on the PS4, we will be doing that only using the assets in the game. We can't use the Steam Workshop. There is no Steam Workshop when you're on PlayStation. And, well, it's certainly going to be an interesting thing to do. So the map we are using is, I believe, the Windfield map, which is available when you get Park Life. I chose this because it does sort of broadly have a river that more or less follows the shape of the River Wensum, which runs through Norwich in real life. Apart from this bit here, the only thing I've done on the map so far is this thing here, where I've dammed off one stretch of the river as far as the end of the map, and I've filled it in with soil, flattened it off, and eventually over time it will just sort of disappear to look like grass. But otherwise, I haven't touched anything at all. We've got the river running through, and that's where we're going to start, I think. The river is sort of probably key to getting the geography of things right. I want it to be as strictly accurate as possible. We've got a bunch of train lines. This one is kind of where the train line is in real life. Well, it doesn't go up this far, so we'll delete all that. But we're going to also have to be aware of the practicalities of everything. What is this? An old abandoned factory. Very, very nice. We're going to have to be aware of the practicalities of it, because we are going to need to put in things like power stations and industry and water pumps and all that sort of stuff that, well, if you've ever been to Norwich, or just really any English city other than, like, London or Manchester or Birmingham, there ain't really much of those things in the area we're going to be building in. I couldn't tell you where the nearest power station is. Don't have a clue. But we're going to have to put multiple power sources to power this space. I've unlocked all the squares that I can, apart from one. I don't want to use this one necessarily, but we'll have one to decide on in the future. But anyway, let's get building. We're going to start building this area here, which is sort of the... I'm going to be using a lot of terms for Norwich. So if you don't know where Norwich is, you don't know what Norwich is, it's a city. We have a football team. It's where Alan Partridge is from, although he's not a real person. They used to film Sale of the Century here, which was a game show that was pretty terrible. Kind of like The Price is Right, but just even worse. And yeah, it's a lovely place. It's a lovely place, but it's also I like it because it's a very functional place in the sense that it's not that big. It's quite contained, as you'll see as we go through this. So anyway, we're going to be building this area here, which is like the riverside area, up to sort of Ketts Hill kind of place, and then the main city centre is going to be over here. I think we'll have quite a lot of space left over, so what we'll do is we'll probably build down here, just put in a lot of extra houses and build the university and the hospital area, which aren't geographically here but are kind of nice areas to build up anyway. So let's get cracking. Now this is going to be quite difficult because, well, the main entrance to the city is this bit here, and that's not where I want to build. So what we're going to have to do, there are lots of bridges over the river, so what we're going to have to do, we might move it. We're going to have to drag in some road across from there, just to connect everything up for the time being, while we start to build. Yes, I know the game is paused. Thank you for telling me. That's extremely helpful information. Right, so the first thing, as ever, in any Cities game, we're going to have to put in some power, and we're going to have to put in some water. Now, I'm going to put the water way down here, as we have unlocked the whole map anyway. We might as well put it in down here. I don't know where the nearest water facilities are, where the nearest water treatment plant is. Couldn't tell you, but we've got infinite money, so we'll put in quite a few of these now to make it last a little bit of time, and join all those up. This is the tedious bit of Cities Skylines, isn't it? We'll drag this all the way over here. We'll just put one long pipe all the way over here, just to get things started. And now, as for pumping stations, well, I mean, I don't really want to put them right here, because we're going to be building along here, so I don't want to do it right there for now. I think we'll put them, because yeah, this whole area we're going to be building along. I'm going to put them here for now, and we'll sort of worry about moving them to a more practical position when we get up there. This is sort of going to be like the quayside area, so there's not really much there, so we might as well do that. And there we go. Right, so we'll fill in all these later. We need some power. I'm going to go with some windmills for powering these, just to keep them going. Same thing over here with the treatment facilities. It's nice having infinite money. It does make it a little bit easier from the practicality point of view of the game, but that's not why we're here. We're here to recreate, not to play it completely fairly. Anyway, right, so that'll do nicely for now, for getting all sorts of water and power things working. We will need some power lines. In fact, what am I talking about? We don't even have any power, do we? We don't even have any power. I'm going to put some water, hydro windmills in here for now. They don't exist. They don't exist in real life, but we'll do it anyway, because it'll help us build up the city. And I think one of the things we're going to have to do, a lot of services we're going to have to put in that don't really exist, because otherwise it's going to be a bit of a problem for us. Anyway, let's start building some roads, and let's start building some buildings, get some people into our city. The first thing we're going to do, actually, I'm going to get rid of this train line here, because it's not there. There is one train line. Norwich is the end of the line, so it just goes one way. Really, lots of trains come in, and go out again, but they don't go anywhere beyond Norwich. That's what I'm saying. Right, we can't delete that. That's annoying. We'll cover that up at some point with trees or something. Anyway, this big rock is lovely, but it's going to have to go. There is a big rock somewhere around here, but it's not that big. Right, we're going to build we're going to build along the river, I think. We're going to build right along the river, all the bits that are along the river, and then sort of expand out from that, because otherwise it's going to be too sort of difficult to keep things like to scale as much as possible. I'm looking at Google Maps as I do this, and actually I'm just amazed at myself for building, or for shaping the river as accurately as I have, because actually this is really quite accurate to how the shape goes. There's like a sort of like divot a little bit when we get into near the train station. So I think what we're going to do, actually, given this little divot bit, we're going to build here first, build around here, and then go sort of this way, then this way, rather than ending up being sort of completely out of scale, if that makes sense. I know what I'm talking about, even if no one else does. So, right, I think we're going to have to deal with some practicalities first, aren't we? We're going to have to build this road in. You know what? I'm not actually that fussed about where this little divot bit goes. we're going to build down here. We're going to build down here and go up because we need to build some houses, and this is where some houses are. So the first thing I'm going to do is build a road that doesn't exist, which is a great start, isn't it? Great start. We're going to put a roundabout in as well, just to help with traffic flow. And in fact, I'm going to be just ridiculous. I'm going to build, if it's even going to let me, put a nice 2-lane road, and we're going to go right off the freeway there, and then we need to come from the other side as well. So I'm going to build a sort of just random tunnel. Again, this doesn't exist. It doesn't exist at all. But we need to actually be practical here and get people to be able to come to the city. So we're going to do that. There you go. Right, now people can come from both directions, which means we can set this up. And then I'm going to just build a nice road. I mean, the ring road, there is a nice ring road around Norwich. That does exist. But it's not here. If that makes sense, it's not here. We're going to put that in anyway, just to sort of kick things off. In reality, this is sort of like a big giant hill up here, which maybe we'll get to in the future, but we're not gonna get to it now. We can't get to it now. We can't be that accurate for the time being. So even though this sort of divotty bit is kind of, I don't want to run out of space up here. So I don't know. I do like this though. I like that it's sort of right by the shape of the river. But my concern is that we're gonna run out of space in terms of, because this bit's not actually that long. In real life, it's much longer. But then this bit's quite big too. We're gonna go down here. We're gonna start down here, and we'll just sort of build up. I've made my decision. I'm gonna live and die by my decision. By my decision. So we're gonna go about here. I'm gonna put a road in off this, because we don't. This is a 2-lane. Yeah. It's kind of the road is like a 3-lane road, which doesn't exist in the game from what I can tell. So we'll go with a 2-lane road. And this is the A147. When it goes over the river, about there, over to here. There we go. We've built our first bridge and our first major piece of construction. So there's like 2 areas on either side of the river. Obviously, that's how things work, really, isn't it? And we're going to start building those, and we're going to put a few little bits of housing in. Just focus on some basic road structure here today. So the bridge, I think it's called Carrow Bridge, something like that. But I think actually what we need to do, before I forget, we're going to put a bit of some keys, which I never normally do, but I think that it looks nice when you do it. We'll put some keys in, because Norwich does have keys. There's a lot of keys. We'll go down to there for now, and we'll do the same on the other side. I really should have had it underneath the bridge, shouldn't I? We're gonna have to demolish the bridge. Oh, it's gone wrong already. We're destroying stuff already. Can you believe it? I can believe it. Now this should hopefully allow us to sort of build a little bit more than we otherwise could, close to the river, because a lot of the houses in Norwich are, at least by the river, are, by the river. This area is riverside, and people have paid lots of money to have their houses right by the river. Not like that though. They didn't pay for that. That's rubbish. That is rubbish. Let's try that again. Yeah, so I don't know how close the game is gonna let us build to the river's edge. I don't know. We might have to put an extra path in that doesn't exist. Why won't you just... There you go. I'm just going to leave it there for now. Right, anyway. So we need to rebuild the bridge that we already built. All this taxpayers' money, all this council tax that we are spending on all these engineering projects. I'm horrified. Right, you're gonna let me go there. This is just silly. Some elements of the game are silly. There you go. Right, there we go. Bridges in. Bridges in. Now there's other bridges down here. We'll get up to them very, very shortly, but we need to come to the practicalities of this area here. So try and get my bearings right. Okay, so we've got King Street, which is like one of the main historical streets in Norwich, as far as I'm aware, runs down here, and there's quite a lot of housing on either side. So we're gonna go. I don't want to. I don't. Where's the? See, I can't. I really want to build here, but I guess we're gonna have to leave that and build up here. So I'm gonna put it down here for now, because I want. No, I want it to be as close as possible. There we go, that'll do. I want it to be a little bit more like that. Okay, there we go, that'll do. So we're going to have this road going here. And that is just, is it going to let me build there? Is it going to let me zone there? How much is it going to let me zone across? I'm going to get rid of this, but... Oh, see, it's not... It's all wonky, isn't it? It's completely and utterly wonky. I don't know how much it's going to let me zone like that. We might have to flatten this out. We might have to flatten it out. Or we could go back a little bit. I don't know. Right, we'll delete that for now. Hopefully it'll just build up and it'll be fine. Hopefully it'll be fine. Otherwise we're going to have to sort of raise the riverbank a little bit. Raise this land up a little bit. I don't really want to get into all that right now. It should be fine. It should be fine. So that's King Street going that way. On the other side of the river, this is where it gets a bit confusing, because there's quite a lot of sort of stuff that's like right here on the sort of quay side, on the towpath. But anyway, there's another. The next main road is, according to Google Maps, called Weary Road. Weary Road. Weary, I don't know. One of the two. And that's like about here. And that goes all the way down. It's kind of a bit curvy. We'll make it a bit curvy. I'm going to put it all the way down here for now. Like that. And we'll see how much of it we need. But yeah, those are the two main areas that we're going to start building up. Now this area here is housing. This area is housing. There's a few shops along here as well. From a practical point of view, we're going to have to put some industry probably around here. Next to this old abandoned factory. That'll look nice. Tucked out over there in an area that we're not going to get to anytime soon. So, right, let's start building really. Let's start zoning. Let's start zoning as much as we can, as accurately as we can. We'll start on the King Street side first. I'm not going to worry too much about the sort of, I guess, like aesthetics of things just yet. We're gonna get some people in, get them some houses, get them some jobs, and just start making them happy. Start making them happy. So, right, now, how do I want to go about this? I say I'm not worried about the practicalities. I am worried about making it as sort of neat and tidy as we possibly can, and as sort of, I guess, accurate as possible. That would be good. But I think for now we won't worry too much. We can always change it. But anyway, that's the road there. Then there's quite a few roads that sort of come off this. Again, I'm just going by Google Maps. So we've got the delightfully named Allen Road here, and then just along it, this is great. This is brilliant. We've got. I can't even believe it. We've got Stewart Road here, Allen Road, and Stewart Road, right next to each other. I mean, if I didn't love Norwich already, I love it now. There's like a joining road between the two. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. What's the next road along called? This is what I want to know now. Stewart, there's nothing. There's nothing. There's like another path. Okay, I was hoping it was going to be called something like Matt Road or Dave Road or something like that. That would have been nice, wouldn't it, if it was called that? Anyway, There's like a road that sort of goes up. It's like a footpath that comes up here, which is, oh, this is called Southgate Lane. It's called South. I'm going to do it as a gravel path because that's more sort of accurate. It's called Southgate Lane. I love that. Southgate Lane. Right, okay. We're getting a little bit sort of bogged down in all the minutiae at this point. So what we're going to do, let's start zoning. So I'm again, this is these areas here going to be our first houses. They're going to be our first houses. So there's houses sort of all along here, which are sort of low density houses. So we'll put in like that, and same for this area here. So there's like a row of houses. Now I haven't got the European suburbia mod, but I don't know. I think it's all right for now. We'll put them down like that. Down there on that side. There's also some on this side as well. Yeah, both sides of Allen Road has got. We need to put the street names in at some point. Houses down to there, and there's like sort of like a bank, I guess. It's like a bank. In fact, I'm gonna change this because it's sort of it doesn't look like you can get a car through it from what I'm looking at. So we'll have like a sort of gravel path, pedestrian walkway type thing going through it. In fact, no, I don't even like that. I want where is it? Park path. If it's going to even load, we'll go with gravel path. No, park path. There we go. So we're going to have like a park path. If it's even going to let me do that, there we go. I have to do it like that. It's wonky. Why are you being wonky? There we go. Right. And we're going to put some more housing in through here. Sorry, this is sort of the introductory episode. Not super exciting, is it? Not super exciting. But there we go. Right, housing there. Housing there. We'll go all the way up to here. There's sort of like a giant tree thing here, so we can't really do much there. But yeah, we'll put some houses in there. We'll put more houses on this side. I'm only going to go 2 up because they're not that big. That's 3, isn't it? Not what I just said, but there we go. They're on this bit here on the street, and then we'll sort of fill in down the other side of Stewart Road, and then more so down here as well. Okay, so then on the other side, this is where I'm kind of not sure about my spacings. I'm going to extend this road a little bit because it does go, doesn't just start here. It does carry on this way off the edge of the map. This whole area here on that side is quite nice housing, some posh housing, and we're going to put the posh housing in. I don't think that's going to be a particularly big issue. We'll go as far as we can down here. I just don't know how much it's going to spawn up. I hope it's going to spawn up a reasonable amount. Hopefully it's not going to be an issue that it's on this massive incline. I think it might be an issue. We're going to put this road down a little bit and hope that it sort of potentially addresses this. There you go. That kind of helped it a little bit, I think. Hopefully, maybe. I don't. Is it gonna let me? It's not gonna let me go anymore, is it? All right. Well, I think we're just gonna have to hope for the best with that one, and just sort of hopefully it goes up. Where are we? Pipes. Make sure we got. I don't know why it's not loading the assets properly. Very strange. Right, we'll make sure this is all covered in water. Make sure it's all actually connected up. Oh no, that would be good. And then we also need, there you go, they're back now. We'll put some power lines in here as well. Connect it up to there. And then just sort of hope for the best. Right, let's unpause it. and see if things are going to spawn. It would help if I put it on correct speed, if it's going to let me do that. There we go. I'm not putting any other services in. Let's see if we can build up this part of the city. And it's doing it. It's happening. Things are happening. Very exciting indeed. Things are happening. I think this is probably where we're going to stop today, once we've got the beginnings of life in our town. Buildings are being made. No one's turned up yet. They don't have water. Hold up. What's gone wrong? Why is the water broken? It's not broken, is it? Why is it broken? It's all joined up. Is it getting... Why are you saying there's no water? Is the pumping stations not on? Are they not? Is the pumping station on? Are they not on? Are they not joined up? Did we not join them up properly? Oh, is it not? They're not connected to the sewage? Did we do that? I don't know. I don't know. We did. Like, it's fine. Yeah, look. That's all connected, isn't it? Isn't it? Oh, no. There you go. That's the problem. Not actually connected with that. That's the problem, I think. Right, let's try again. Yeah, there we go. There's always a problem, and it's always solvable. Right, so, well, it's not quite as close to the river as I would like, but it's looking quite good. We've got some of the low density housing in there. We've got the high density housing in there. 59 people have moved in already. More people living in this fake village than subscribe to this channel. Absolutely fantastic. Fake village is not a village. It's a town. It's a town. Is this no? Well, it's not even a town. It's a city. Am I? Do I have some sort of? Am I going insane at this point? Am I going insane? But it has spawned up quite nicely here. The high density buildings, and they're actually quite a good size because they're not actually that tall in real life. And we've got a little bit of area here because there's sort of like in this area here. There's like a bit of well, there's some stuff here that we can put in as decorations later. But for the time being, I think that looks really nice, and that is where we're going to end the first part of my complete and utter rambling. So thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you're excited for this new series. I'm not sure how long it's going to go for before the entire thing I'm building collapses under its own weight, but I'll see you next time.